I'm going to show you how you can draw this penguin emoji, and you'll see in the description that I've put links that you can jump to so that you can see how to make this in some different software. So I'm going to start off by showing you how you can make this in Google Drawings. Now on Google Drawings you will need a Google account to use this, so you can use this on a PC, a Mac or a Chromebook. And it is better with a mouse. You don't absolutely have to have a mouse, but it does make it a little bit easier. So to start with, I'm going to go to drawings.google.com, and it says Untitled Drawings up here. So when I arrive at drawings.google.com, I need to change this. So I'm going to call it Penguin Emoji. I'll call it 1 because I've already made one, and press enter. So to start with, what I want is a black circle, so I'm going to go to Insert, and then I'm going to go to Shape, across to Shapes at the top, and then go down to the circle. And then I'm just going to drag the circle out so that it fills a lot of the page, but there's a space at the top and a space at the bottom. And then what I need to do is I need to fill this in. So I've got the bucket tool here, the fill colour, so I'm just going to make that black. There we go. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the white circle that comes down here. So I'm going to go to Insert and do the same again. Insert, Shapes, and then go to this circle again. Now if you want a perfect circle, you can hold down your Shift key, and there, I've done it. So I'm going to change this colour, go to the fill colour, and I'm going to change it to white. So I can move this. I can also use my arrow keys. I can drag it around, but if I use my arrow keys, then that helps me get it exactly where I want it to go. So almost at the bottom, just there. Now I can make it bigger and smaller by dragging it. If I press my backspace key or my delete key on the keyboard, I can delete it, so I can make it a bit bigger. Anything I do by mistake that I don't want to do, I've got an undo button over here. So let's do the beak. So Insert, Shape, and then I can go to a triangle, and then I can put the triangle out. Now you'll notice that this triangle, it might not be the right triangle that I want, so there's more than one triangle. Let's get rid of that. I'll undo that again, go back and add another triangle, and then I want this one here. And then you'll notice it's the wrong way around, but I'm going to colour it in first. So I'll just quickly colour that in. Oops, I'm clicking the text box instead. That's rather silly. So I'll go to this orange colour. Not quite the orange that I wanted there, I don't think. That's better. So it's the wrong way around, so I can rotate it by going up to this blue dot here. If I click on it, go up to this blue dot, and then I can turn it, and then I can move it to wherever I want to. I can make it bigger or smaller. So that's up to you. That's just something that you can play around with. There we go. And then a few more things. I want the eyes. So you'll be able to work out how to do this from what I've said. So, but this time I'm just going to draw this circle. And because the eyes, because we've got two eyes, obviously, I want to make the eyes exactly the same size. So I could have make another eye, but what I can also do is click on it and go to Edit and copy, or I can right click on it, or two finger tap on a Chromebook, go to copy, and then right click and paste, and it will give me the eye that's exactly the same size. So I'm going to move that over with my arrow keys, get it to the place that I want it, and pop it there. So what I need now is I just need the black circle for inside the eye. So Insert, and then if I go to Shape again, and then I'm just going to put it out here, and then colour it. I think that'll be easier if I put it there and then move it on. So let's see what that looks like. I'm going to make him so that the eyes come across in the middle. So let's copy that, and let's paste that, and then move this eye across, and then we've almost finished. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's it. There's just one more thing I need to do that I've forgotten, and that's to put the fin on, or both fins. So I'll do that, insert and shape, and I need a triangle. So I'm just going to go to the right triangle there, and then if I paste that on, I'll put that in there. Now I'm going to make that black. I've just realised I've got the wrong size. I need two of these. So the idea is I'm going to put that there, and then if I click somewhere else, then it just looks like a fin. Now I want one to go on the other side, so I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it, but you'll notice that it's back to front. It's the wrong way around, I mean. So I need to make this flip around. So if I right click on this and go to rotate, flip horizontally, then it turns it round. And then I can move that up to where I think that red line's really handy, because that's telling me that it's level with the one on the other side. Click somewhere else, and then we've done. So to save this, it saves it automatically in Google Drawings. That'll be saved back to your Google Drive automatically, but you can download a file. You could print it if you wanted as well, so you've got the print icon if you've got a printer at home. You can click File, Download, and then you can download it as a JPEG, and that will save it as an image. So if you wanted to tweet it, then you could tweet it. So here is the same penguin emoji that I've made in Google Drawings, but this time I've made it in PowerPoint, and it's very, very similar. So what I've done to start with there is I'll just make a new PowerPoint. I won't do all of this because you'll soon get the idea from looking at the last one. I'm just going to click on these little areas here and get rid of them. But what I need to do is go to Insert and go to Shapes, and then from Shapes, in the basic shapes, you'll see you've got an oval. Now because I've used it before, it's up here as well. So if I click that, I can put that on the screen. If I want it to be a perfect circle, I can hold down the Shift key when I do it at the same time. And then up here it says Shape Fill, and I can click that to make that black. And then I can carry on just repeating that for all the other shapes. So again, Insert, Shapes, and then go find another oval. Now I'm going to put that on there, just there at the moment, and I'm going to change that so that it's white. And I can use my arrow keys to move that exactly where I want, or I can just drag it with a mouse, so I can be much more precise as to where I want it to go. So I think I'm quite happy with that one going there. So what I need to do now is I can go back and I can get a different shape in there. So let's go to Insert and Shapes. So I think you get the idea, really. I'm putting that triangle on there. It's the wrong way around. I can turn it round for the beak just by clicking on it and using that symbol there. And then I can go to the Shape Fill, go to the colours that I want. So if you can't see the colours that you want here as well, if you can't find them, then you can go down to More Colours and you can search for them there as well. But I'm quite happy with that. And then I can just carry on building up the rest of my shape. So you'll see here that I've just added one eye. So if I want to make it exactly the same, I can right click on this, and then I can copy it and then just paste it, and then I'll get one that's exactly the same size, and I can move that. I can use the arrow keys or move it. These red guidelines are really helpful. I don't know if you can see those, but they just show me that it's in line with the other white eye. So I'll let go and I'll put that one there. So what I'm going to do is just quickly go back here, and I'm going to add another circle inside, and I'm going to make this black. So let's just do that. There we go. And again, I'm just going to copy this and paste it and move that one across. So that when I've got that and I'm happy with where that goes, there's only really one other thing that I've got to do, and that's the fins for this as well. So I'm going to go to one of the triangles here. I think I'll use this right triangle, and then click, and I can put that there. So I can make this bigger or smaller, move it where I want it, and then what I'll do is, if I right click, it's letting me choose the fill there, so I could click there, or I've got a shortcut to the colours that I've used there, or I can click shape fill, and I'm going to copy this, paste it, and the trouble is it's the wrong way around on the other side, so what I need to do is I need to flip that round, so I need to make sure that I can turn this image round. Okay, so if I double click on this shape, you'll see that the drawing tools appear up here, and then I go to this area that says arrange, and then I want to go down to rotate, and I want to flip horizontal. So now it's the right way. I can drag it to where I want it to go, or I can use the arrow keys on the keyboard to drag it to where I want it to go. One thing that I have noticed is that the shapes have got blue lines around them on the edge, just a thin blue line. So this is the outline of the shape. If I click on the shape, then I can go to the shape outline up here, and I can make sure that it says no outline, and you'll notice that that blue disappears. So I'll just do that one on the other side, say no outline, and then it fits. I think that's a bit too low down, but I don't want to waste your time too much by changing it too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this, but I'm actually going to save this as an image rather than a PowerPoint file. So you'll see that down here it says PowerPoint, but then you can actually save it as an image such as a JPEG like that, and then I can save it as a picture. And it says which slides do you want to save. I'm just saying just this one, and then that's it. So let's have a look at how to make the penguin emoji on an iPad. Now I'm using an app called Assembly. Now there's a free version of this app and there's a paid version. So you'll see when I open the free version, it's just asking me some questions here. So I'm just going to tap on the screen and get rid of that. Now I think you can make 5 free versions on here. So if I tap up here this one by one, it should offer me to make a new one. But if you do run out of things to make, what you can do is you can tap on some of these existing ones and you can delete them. So this is one that already came with it. I'm just going to delete that. And once you've actually made your emoji, you can send that to your camera roll and you could delete these to make some more. So I'm going to tap this one by one up here, and you'll see down at the bottom I've got all these different shapes and different controls that I can use, that I can move around. So as I move from side to side, you'll see I get this. So I can either click on this or I can just stretch and it gives me some more. So I'm just going to go and tap on the circle to put the circle on the screen up there. And what I'm going to do now is I can use this white dot to drag that circle out to make it bigger if I want, move it where I want it to go. And then you'll see down here I've got this green dot for the colours. So I can tap on this green dot, and then what I can do is I can move it round to try to change different colours. So I've got a wheel here, I've got the triangle I can move it in, which gives me finer control, and then I've got this one here, so I can move it round. So if I want a black colour, I can just go into one of those corners. So that gives me the black colour for my triangle, for my square, not a triangle. And I'm going to go and put another I tapped on this circle down here to put another one for the next part of my penguin. So I want a white circle, so I've moved it over there. And now if I get hold of this and drag it out, then that does make it bigger, and then I can just use my finger to move that where I want it to go to. Okay, so that's the next bit. Right, okay, so my next shape, I need a triangle for the beak, and I want to make that orange in a minute. So I'm just moving along here, and I can see I've got quite a thin triangle there. I've got a thicker one that's more of a cone shape there, which I think I'm going to use. Or actually, I think I'll use this one. So I'm going to tap on that. It puts it on the screen. It's the wrong way around, but I've got a number of controls here that I'm just going to go through some of them. So this looks like it's my undo button, but it isn't. That's to rotate. My undo button is actually up there. If I make a mistake, I can use that. But if I tap this, you'll see that it rotates 45 degrees. So I'm just going to do that. I can also get hold of this and then just freely rotate it if I want to as well. but that gives me some more accuracy down here as well. So I'm going to move that, and then I can use the white dot to make it a little bit bigger. Actually, that colour's not too bad, but you can see I could change the colours here. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the eyes. I'll just move that down a little bit. So I'm going to go back and get a circle to do the eyes. So if I tap, I've got my circle. You'll see that recently I've used a white colour, so I can tap on that to get that white colour. One other thing I could do is I could click on this little dropper here, this little pipette, and then if I move it over the white there and then tap done, it will give me that white colour anyway. So I'm going to move it up here. Now I want both eyes to be the same size. I'm just going to make that ever so slightly smaller. Too small, too small. Yeah, so I'll move that up there. That means I need to move my beak down, tap on the beak, move my beak down a little bit. So, as I say, I want both eyes to be the same size. So instead of making another circle, I'm going to duplicate this one. So if I tap on it and then come down here, you'll see that I've got this symbol here. So if I tap on that, that gives me a second eye. So I can move that across to where I want it to go to. And then, just see, right, I'm sure there are lots of things. Oops, you need to use my undo. I've accidentally put another shape on. So use my undo. In fact, if I just tap on that, you'll see there's a delete button down here as well. So I'm going to go and tap on that delete button there. So finally, I'm just going to go and put another circle on. I'm going to make it black from the colours that I've recently used. And I'll see if I can make it smaller, and then that's just going to go in here. I said finally, I realise I've got to do the fins as well. You can actually select more than one shape. It just tried to do that then, but I'm not really going to get into that at the minute. Duplicate that, move it across, put it there, and I want to go and do the fins. So for the fins, I'm going to use this here, because if I overlap these shapes, if I move this down here, and what I'm going to do is turn it that way, I'm going to make it black, and I'm going to duplicate it. So I've got one fin that's I can put over here and pop in there. So when I tap somewhere else, you don't see the curved part of that shape, of the top of that shape, you only see the bottom bit. So this one, I need to rotate this one. I'm going to tap on it, use the rotation tool, keep rotating 45 degrees, and then I'm going to put that there. And you'll see these orange guidelines are very helpful, that they start to help me to make sure that I've got it lined up with the one on the other side of the page. Although, yeah, I think that's just about it. Oops. Yeah, so I'll stop there. So that's an idea of how you can make your shape, how you can make your emoji. So on iPad Art Room, there are lots of other examples of emojis that you can use, or you can have a go at making your own. The last thing I need to do is save it. So if I tap these three lines up in the top left hand corner there, then I can save my image, and what that does is it saves my image to my camera roll, and then that's it. So if I tap export, what that will do is this will let me send it somewhere else as well. Oh no, but that's a paid version, I can't do that. So I've sent it to the camera roll, and that's it. So yeah, that's a quick guide to how to create an emoji using assembly on the iPad. Click here to see all our other Techaway Challenge videos, or click here to see all our how-to videos to show you how to do the challenges, or click here to subscribe to our channel.